Hey guys, welcome back to Group D. Something we did there 2 weeks ago, we did an event called Action Day. It was in Mondello, ran by trackdays.ie. Really good event. If you've never done a trackdays.ie event, I'd highly recommend it. Really well ran track days in Mondello all the time. And this was a new thing for them. We decided to take the Quattro and we brought 205 and BMW and things like that. But there was drift and grip sessions, so I decided to do a couple of grip sessions with the Quattro as well, and it went really well. It was a lot of fun. So then we decided to enter a RSA Rallysprint with the Quattro and got some in-car footage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the in-car lap, and then I'll run it a second time and talk over it and kind of tell you what was going on and how it was feeling. Decided to do this with a full drift car setup, not one thing changed to be grip specific. So tires, caster, camber, trail, Ackerman, lock differential, everything is as it is in this car to go sideways. So how fast can we go with the car set up as a drift car? Pretty interesting. Ran out of brakes very early, as you can maybe see from the state of the wheels. Huge issue, but have a look at the run. A lot of fun, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Going to be doing more of this kind of stuff with the Quattro. So take a look, see what you think. tried to get a rolling start here. You break the beam at the white and yellow board, so tried to cheat a little bit, get a rolling start. First, second, third, 75 miles an hour before the corner. Cold brakes, I grabbed the inside front there, that's the smoke, just locked it up. As I said, the time starts the minute you break the beam at the exit, so even though this is a bit of a warm-up lap, you can see from how much faster the second kind of run around is. You're still being timed. Trying to warm the rears there on the handbrake because the fronts are going to be under huge pressure in a minute. Got a massive Ouija there from lack of concentration or something, don't know what was going on there. Down into the left-hander turn 4. Mondello has got 3 of these really long radius corners. Up at the 4th, 160 something Ks into turn 4, trying to get the thing to turn in. I'm kind of sawing at the wheel, giving it a few stabs because the locked diff, as you'll see, gives me some pushes in the middle of the turns. Down here into second, double right hander, again turning in, having to wind on a little bit more lock, and definitely here getting a bit of understeer, bit of power over on the way out. Up to 4th, back down to 3rd. This chicane is tricky as well to get the car turned in, but that time was nice. To change the direction works when you can just transfer a lot of weight left to right. Down into second here, late apex on this left-hander. Get the power on. 3rd, short shift to 4th, back down to 3rd. This really tricky left-hander, and nice and tidy onto this section where it's newly tarmacked, and it actually gets a lovely tail here which turns me in almost perfectly. And time for some power over for everyone on the pit wall. Nice and spectacular. 180 Ks. Left it in 4th on the limiter as I have to go to 2nd, and my brakes are going to be really hurting right now. There again is that mid-corner push. The lock diff is not helping, and here comes the mother and father of a mid-corner push here. Out onto the curb, slam the subframe off the ground. Quick look in the mirror, see how much car is left behind me, but it's all good. Into the long turn 3, which is almost 3 corners. That was nicely done that time. Got a good exit. Up to 3rd, quickly up to 4th, heading for another 160 Ks. Another long left-hander with just waiting for the front of it, waiting. And it's nice when you can get the back to come around. You know you're not going to get the understeer anymore, even though, you know, obviously it's not the fastest way, but the car, the way it's set up, get the rear to come around, and you can get it on the power rather than waiting for the front. The brakes and the mid-corner understeer is just what's killing the lap time. Through the double right-hander here. Squirt of power, squirt of boost, out of it again, up to 4th, 140 Ks maybe there. Into the right-hander here, which she loves to get another push. As I said, change of direction here leaves you kind of line it up nicely. And almost completing the run. At this point, maybe missed the apex there by a foot. Back on the power nicely, up to 4th, downshift into 3rd for this corner. Grab the curb here, spat the rear out, and across the beam into the finish. Lifted kind of early again. Brakes are going to be absolutely smoke pouring out of them at that stage. Right, let's go again. I will replay this run at full volume after the talk through. So out of the pits this time. Up the gears, and I don't know where these runs stand in my fastest run of the day or not. I don't think it's my fastest run. The first run was quite tidy. This one is going to be a little bit more spectacular. Again, you come out of the pits here. It is set up as a rally stage, as you'll see from the first run. So you break the beam and you break the beam again going into the pits. So there's no warm up allowed, no warming of the brakes, no warming of the tires. So it is tricky on the tyres I'm on and the brakes to get some heat into them. So the first 3 or 4 corners are pretty bad. Big push here. I mean, is it ever going to turn in and get that rear around once more, just to be fully confident that she's going to pull out of the corner without that dreaded understeer push and go off the track or something. Again, up the gears, I kind of think there's a lot of potential in the car. I did time it, and it was doing about a 1:53 on the international course, which is quick enough, and with brakes and an LSD, I think it could go 2, 3, 4 seconds faster again. Again, just at this point now, I'm starting to get maybe a bit of heat into fronts, and the brake pedal is going to be at its best. So going from them being too cold, they're going to get way too hot very quickly, which was my biggest issue. That I melted the grease in the front wheel bearings with brake temperature, so that they were just, the pedals started getting so long. It was just a horrible feeling, really, especially coming under the bridge here when you could maybe click fifth and go a bit faster. There was a few oh shit moments with the pedal just getting really long. But this run is a little bit more spectacular, as I said. It's nice to drive this car like you've got the Group B noises going in your head and you just want to power over and let the 5-cylinder just sing. It's the best sound from any engine, in my opinion. Got on the power there between the double apex right there. I hate that when you maybe braked a little bit too early and you're going too slow and you hit the throttle again. That was wrongly judged that time. Unbelievable understeer here. The car never comes into the inside. Look, maybe more seasoned people run a midline there. I'm not quite sure. I haven't actually ran the Mondello International track like this almost ever. I've certainly never timed myself, so this will be my first time going for a time attack run on the international circuit. Again, I'd like to be able to go over the hill on throttle here and have the confidence in the brakes, but I just could not have the confidence in them, no way. And it would be a big off down into the gravel trap. A little slip of the clutch there when I felt a kind of off boost. Look at this for a push, and I locked the inside right here, trying too hard and missed the apex badly. Down to second for this late apex left-hander. Got the rear not to come around that time, and once more rear steps out nicely, and a lot more commitment into the pits this time, but again, brakes really suffering. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed these time attack runs. I will leave you with a full volume of that run, and we'll see you next time on the channel.